Okay, opponent is keeping, and so are we. We're going to need some lands, but hopefully that works out. You get a 1-drop 2, huh? Ooh, Sanitarium Skeleton's pretty good against our Aristocrat. Alright, well, we have got ourselves a little bit of a game plan. Dauntless Cathar is a good card. Alright, let's get the Blood Mad Vampire out. Although Noble can block the Sanitarium Skeleton, so I changed my mind. Plus Blood Mad Vampire can be cheated out, so that seems better to me. I think I might actually block the Dauntless Cathar here. Although, yeah, because I want to attack with the Castigator next turn. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to let him get his little spirit value off of Dauntless Cathar and be okay with that. Oh, well, if you're going to bust Purge, bust it on that one. So we take 3 here. Castigator gets worse, but... well, I can start getting the Aristocrat value, can't I? Maybe we go for that for now. So he's going to get a shot to use Deadweight on our Aristocrat, but we're gaining life. We've got an infinite cycle. We can play Blood Mad Vampire. We can play Styncia Masquerade. We've got some options here. I'm thinking removal spells coming. We'll see. Not an emergency if it is. Kindly Stranger with 3 card types in yard. All right. It's pretty good. Let's see here. 5 mana. All right. Well, let's swing with the Aristocrat. I'll trade an Uncaged Fury for a Kindly Stranger and I guess gain some life. All right. That works too. So, we can play the Blood Mad Vampire, and actually I get to leave up Aristocrat in case he's got removal. So, I think I just take this. Crow. Alright, see if he gets that 4th type. Still 3 types. Multiple Angelic Purges, keep that in mind. Guess he can bring back his temple now. Okay, so now we can go Stensia Masquerade and Uncaged Fury here. And he just really does not have a fantastic block. Okay, so opponent is ready to, I assume, let his kindly stranger go. A little more surprised my opponent didn't want the crow to die, seeing as the crow would put more cards in his yard for the kindly stranger, which I think is what my opponent would want. I do still have a Sanitarium Skeleton in yard, which I need to be conscious of. My opponent also has a Sanitarium Skeleton in yard. Seems a bit bold. Castigator's getting, well, I was going to say Castigator's getting worse, but Castigator's borderline going to kill my opponent. So I think we just play Castigator. Oh wait, I do have to discard, though, to Concoction, don't I? I see the dilemma. So now we can keep Skeleton back on blocks. And we still can play Concoction plus Castigator next turn. I just basically have to sandbag anything I draw. What do we got? Dauntless Cathar, number 2. Got it. So I guess I can end of turn sack the skeleton. So now I can go Castigator, Swing Team. And I can concoction as well. Do I want to pre-combat the concoction, or do I want to post-combat it? My opponent doesn't have lethal either way, and can't really block with any degree of profit, so I think we just swing team and then play the concoction post-combat. I want the concoction to be a surprise. He basically has to do some pretty spicy blocking here, yeah. He can't really afford to not block anything, right? Yeah, that's going to work. Oh, is that me? Is that me? All right. Guy gets bigger. We play concoction and pass. Opponent's deck seems pretty good. I've seen a lot of high value cards like multiple Dauntless Cathars, Kindly Stranger, double Angelic Purge, Crow to set up the Delirium as well. And Crow actually works well with the Dauntless Cathars. It's kind of like free. Leaving the mana open instead of using Dauntless Cathar is certainly interesting. I don't have to use the concoction. I mean, I can. So I can use concoction on the Cathar and I guess kill my opponent. Maybe I just do it. Well, it seems like he has something. Oh, he just had a mythic. That's kind of funny. Well, this is fine then. I'm glad I saved my Sinister concoction. So, concoct you, you dummy, because I hate you, Archangel Avacyn. Congratulations, sir, on your 27 tickets. Take it, love it. So you can't, well, it doesn't have good blocks. I guess that's the good news. I mean, the good news is we're almost assuredly going to win this game. Here's the bad news. Our opponent has Archangel Avacyn. All right. So, Archangel Avacyn, super difficult card to beat. Very, very difficult. Probably want Malevolent Whispers. Probably ditch the Chasm. Seems okay, though, but he's likely got some more flyers in there. He's got the Crow. He's got the Dauntless Cathar tokens. All of those could be annoying problems. Vessel of Malignity is not the worst way to combat a stupid Archangel Avacyn. I guess behind the scenes isn't either, but that's going pretty deep. We've got some answers to her. I mean, that's the good news. Bad news is Archangel is so good. All right. I think this is how we're going to do it. He didn't have X1s, did he? He has a Stern Constable. He has a Sanitarium Skeleton, which has 2 toughness, so I guess that's it. Alright, sand is very good. Very, very good. Opponent is mulliganing. He's just going to mull till he finds that Archangel Avacyn. Smart move, my friend. Well, I'm sure glad I have this Insolent Neonate. Unfortunately, Murderous Compulsion, not the best answer against Avacyn, as it turns out. I'm assuming if opponent does not attack, that they have a follow-up creature play. As expected. Oh, Malevolent Whispers is a thing. Alright, let's... I think we're going to discard the Waltz. He has Angelic Purge anyway. I maybe wanted to ditch the Macabre Waltz, now that I think about it. So trying to set up for a nice Malevolent Whispers, but Malevolent Whispers gets a lot worse with Sanitarium Skeleton out. So, I mean, something that's kind of cool is I can steal an Archangel Avacyn at instant speed, so he at least doesn't get to block with that. Can also Malevolent Whispers this, which I'm probably just going to do without using Neonate. Yeah, that seems like... What do I bash for? 9? Can also play a Vampire Noble. I think we're off to the races, and Malevolent Whispers is kind of my ace in the hole, so I'm going to hope that he doesn't have Archangel Avacyn in his hand. And try and get him with that Malevolent Whispers. You cannot block, my friend. Because Menace is a good ability. Just feels like I'm basically trying to bait my opponent into an overreach attack. I'm also praying they don't have Archangel Avacyn. Wait a second. Am I lagging? There we go. We'll play the Noble. And we're trying to dish out... Technically, we have Xaxes lethal, is that right? 5, 8, 11. We have Xaxes lethal with on board if he attacks with everything and does not have an Archangel Avacyn. Even if he has an Archangel Avacyn, we're still looking okay. Not great, though. I guess we probably die if he has Archangel Avacyn. So we'll take 7 here. Wait, I can just block the Sanitarium Skeleton. I'm going to do that. I'm certainly not worried about combat tricks at this point. Like, if he has Puncturing Light, it's something I'm going to have to be worried about either way. Having some internet issues. Still going to block the Sanitarium Skeleton. There was an optic or a fiber cut last night, which I guess means everybody in my city, lost internet last night, which was kind of scary. And the whole grid goes down. All right. What now? Okay, so he's got Archangel Avacyn mana up, which is the nightmare. Let me think about what the play is. Let's play the best way against Archangel Avacyn. I think that means attack with Neonate. Sack Neonate to get out Blood Mad Vampire. Draw. That'll do it too. And Compulsion this guy to save some damage. And he can play Archangel Avacyn, but Murderous Compulsion either way is going to be not good. Otherwise, I've taken too much damage, so I sort of have to. All right, the lucky duck. The lucky duck. Had it twice. Malevolent Whispers could still get my opponent here. We'll see how he swings. Alright, so we chump Archangel Avacyn. And this ideally does it. Because we don't want it to flip. I don't know if I can deal enough damage. Basically, just Archangel Avacyn is so impossible to beat. It's basically just absurd. It really is absurd how difficult Archangel Avacyn is to beat. So if I'd blocked the Cathars and flipped them instead of letting my opponent throttle and flip it, I could have had an 8 power guy, but my board would have been wiped. I still don't think that would have been good enough. So, as expected, Archangel Avacyn is still just not a fair card. I think LSV put it just I think, what was the words he used? Not an interesting card to play against, I think is what he said. It's just not an interesting card to play against, which is odd because it's got about 1,000 things on it. You would think it'd be very interesting to play against, but it's just so absurdly strong that it's like surprisingly like non-interactive considering how interactive it is, because it's like I can't attack you. Okay, I can't block you. I can't win against you is really what it comes down. I can't block. I can't attack. Okay, I die. Is basically how every game goes down with that card. Yes, not a super fun card to play against. An extremely fun card to play with. I'll tell you that much. Very, very fun to play with Archangel Avacyn. Not so fun to play against, as it turns out. Let's go to game 2, or game 3 now, I guess. We'll play first. This hand doesn't look like it can do it. No black mana. I think we gotta do better. Alright, I don't think this is better, but I guess we'll keep it. I'd say it's strictly worse, to be honest, but I'm bottoming that since now I need lands. Alright, feeling awful. Not feeling confident in any way, shape, or form, but all we gotta do is rip a swamp, and then we're right in business. There it is. There it is. Kind of don't want to discard any of these to Pale Rider. I think we're just going to play the Accomplice. Guess I could have discarded the Accomplice to Pale Rider. Yeah, maybe that would have been better. I probably want to play Pale Rider now, I guess. Maybe I should have discarded the Accomplice. That's tough. I think my opponent said, "Oh, nice," but come on, buddy. I think you did a little bit better than I did. Well, let's exile the Dauntless Cathar. That at least puts a nice little clock on our opponent. I guess he can tap our Pale Rider. Cathar number 2. Got it. Guess we probably keep the beats going. Wouldn't mind getting a red mana. So much. Black mana is a little bit less sexy. Still good enough, though. So, we could also just swing with the Ghoul Caller's Accomplice. I don't really want to trade a Pale Rider for a Dauntless Cathar. This trade is not so bad, however. Yeah, I'll take this trade. Wouldn't mind if he took it either. All right. Let's get the Mad Prophet out. Does my opponent have the Archangel Avacyn? 3 games in a row. Looks like maybe not. Shambleback? What the? Shambleback and it's looking good? Never like to see that. Crow of Dark Tidings. Please put Archangel in there. I'm begging you. Oh, that would have been sweet. Well, I guess the good news is he doesn't have a good block for Pale Rider. And we are just a red mana away from some real value here. Ooh. Well, Mad Prophet, do some work for me, buddy. Where's that red mana? No! Red! I specifically said red mana. I know I did. Alright. Get some clutter off the board. We're going to play a land because Westvale Abbey's getting close. Spitting out dudes. Is that 3 Dauntless Cathars? That is a metric ton of Dauntless Cathars. So indulgent. So indulgent. So options. What are my options? What are my options? I can use Mad Prophet to ditch the Aristocrat, because Aristocrat's not doing that much. I do proceed to get beaten down fairly harshly, which means I am in an enormous rush to find a red mana. Just an enormous rush. So what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm trying to figure out what that means. Does it mean I don't want to use Mad Prophet now? Maybe try and keep the Dauntless Cathar at bay? Does it mean I want to play the Aristocrat? Does it mean I want to ditch the Castigator? I'm just going to play the Aristocrat. And then I'm going to pass. And I might just trade off a Mad Prophet for a Dauntless Cathar, as much as I loathe to do that. Alright, guess we're taking 3. Well, I don't ditch anything. Yeah, Compulsion's not bad. Guess we use it. Still could technically play a Castigator this turn. Archangel. Avacyn. Getting rid of Avacyn there would have been great. Well, that's not quite what I'm looking for. Well, it's still not a bad rip, actually. I guess we want to use it defensively, though. I mean, once he gets Archangel Avacyn, it's GG's. purge. All right. I guess I can live with that. Hey, so he's snapping back for 4, but we're getting in for 6. Seems better to me. So, guess we just swing with the Castigator. I think we actually pass. I'm going to use Mad Prophet and Westvale Abbey, but I want to be able to block with Mad Prophet. It also keeps up the illusion of madness spells, which I think is an important illusion. Oh, that's a good one. Still not quite lethal, though. If I swing with these two, steal this, I can get in for 7, but he can block that, so I can only get him for 7. It's not good enough yet. Alright, guess we pass again. Maybe I should have... Well, it doesn't matter, I guess. Alright, so... is he in fact dead? No, I don't think so. Well, I mean, he could be dead, but... I think the play is actually... Indulgent Aristocrat. Just this guy. All right. Yes, I understand I'm playing it pretty safe here, but I don't see any reason not to. Yeah, I guess so. No reason to sack and get Ormondal. We know our opponent has another Purge. In their deck, at least. Kindly Stranger. All right. Opponent's at 5. I think we have him now. Are we still? No, we've got it now. Okay. We do have just enough. We're Xaxes lethal here. So we steal the demon-possessed witch. Actually, let's just do this the cool way, shall we? Did we just beat Archangel Avacyn? No way. Wow. Tough card to beat, but it just took another, as our opponent put, another standard constructed card to do it. But we got there. So very, very fortunate our opponent did not find it in game 3. Opponent, like I said, had a very good deck. So very consistent. The crows to fill the yard, the delirium cards, the dauntless cathars, the skeleton, good graveyard value, good removal, obviously the best bomb in the format. So yes, glad we could beat that deck. We'll see you in the finals.